What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some big news here for you guys. A salmonella outbreak has sickened people in 9 different states and is spreading. Also, we have now fruit being affected in at least 5 different states. Give you the details here on all of this and all of what is affected and the recalls involved, as well as we have now what has been passed and schools that are now banning certain foods. That has now been passed. I'll give you the details here on that as well, and more states to follow in their footsteps. I'll give the details here on this and what has been banned, certain foods here. All of the details here in this video. Let's jump right in now. We are live on YouTube with this big update here on all of what will be affected here. I'll give the details here of all of this here. Let me know if you can see and hear me as we are live. Also, let me know what state, city, or even country you're tuning in from as we're live right now. Also, thank you so much for hitting that like button. It helps YouTube know that you appreciate these updates, and also it sends the video out to even more people the more likes we get so that they can get these updates here as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on when we go live. Hit the bell icon so you get notifications. Here we go. Lots of news here for you. Okay, a salmonella outbreak linked to recalled eggs sickens people in 9 different states. You can see here eggs recalled. Egg recall linked to salmonella outbreaks in 9 states that's left dozens ill. Avoid these 2 brands. There's also fruit now being affected here as well. And then I'll give you the details here of what's being passed in schools, um, basically outlawing certain foods. I'm going to give you all the details here in this video. Check this out. Eggs branded Milo's Poultry Farms, pictured above, and Tony's Fresh Market were recalled after being linked to a salmonella outbreak. Lots of information here, so hold on here. A salmonella outbreak linked to recalled eggs has sickened 65 people already in 9 different states, health officials have said. As of Friday, 24 people have already been hospitalized, according to the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. No deaths were reported yet. The recalled eggs came from Milo's Poultry Farms and were distributed to Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan, the CDC said. Eggs labeled Milo's Poultry Farms and Tony's Fresh Market are subject to the recall, which was announced on Friday, because they may be contaminated with salmonella, a bacteria that can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections, the FDA said. The recall includes all carton sizes and expiration dates. Most of the illnesses are concentrated in Wisconsin and Illinois, but people also reported illnesses in California, Utah, Colorado, Minnesota, Iowa, Michigan, and Virginia. So it has spread almost through the whole country. So it seems like has gone almost anywhere. You could see the range of states here. The actual number of sicknesses in the outbreak is likely much higher than the number reported and may extend to other states, the CDC said. The recall was issued after the FDA alerted the company that environmental samples tested positive for salmonella, and the company then tied the samples to the outbreak. Consumers who have purchased the affected brands are urged not to consume them. Yeah, no kidding. And this can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, fever, stomach pain. While most people recover without infection and treatment within a week, it can be fatal in vulnerable populations such as children, older adults, and people with compromised immune systems. Now, we also have now being reported cantaloupe, melons, recalled across 5 different states over potential salmonella contamination. So if you have cantaloupe now customers urged to throw away the affected cantaloupes or take it back to the store for a refund. So probably the better solution there. A produce distributor's warning consumers about certain cantaloupe melons that have been contaminated with salmonella last month. Arizona-based Eagle Produce LLC is recalling 224 cases of whole cantaloupe sold under a brand named Candy with a K. The recall was announced in a press release published by the FDA on Friday. According to the FDA, the affected melons were labeled with a UPC number code of 4050 and a lot code of 846468. The cantaloupes were sold in Michigan, Missouri, Ohio, Texas, and Virginia between August 13th and August 17th. I think that's when they were sold to the stores, and then they would have gone out from there, but who knows, right? So, and again, you see the range of states here. Michigan, Missouri, Ohio, Texas, and Virginia, and who knows where they've gone from there, right? This also comes here previously as Boar's Head had recently recalled 7 million pounds of deli meat after being linked to Listeria outbreak here. 7 million pounds. So imagine all that meat wasted. This was here previously, so this is kind of past now, but 7 million pounds. Wow. What a waste here. You can let me know your thoughts on this here in the comments section. We also here have a landmark bill banning some dyes in food served in California schools being passed. Other states saying they are going to follow here. California, whether you like them or not, a lot of states follow California's lead when it comes to things like this. There's a lot of states, if you've been watching my previous reporting, there's a lot of states that actually have, like, I think they're called follow-through laws or something like that, where when California passes stuff like this, they actually have like um, automatic laws that like follow their lead. Again, whether you like them or not is irrelevant, right? But this is kind of important stuff here. A landmark bill to ban some dyes in food served at California public schools aimed at protecting children's health is headed to Governor Gavin Newsom's desk to be signed into law after passing state legislature on Thursday. Assembly Bill 2316, also known as California School Food Safety Act, would prohibit 6 potentially harmful food dye chemicals from being provided in state public schools. Yeah, it was approved by the California Assembly on Thursday after passing the state Senate earlier in the week. California has a responsibility to protect our students from chemicals that harm children and can interfere with their ability to learn. Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel, who introduced the legislation back in February, said in a statement, "This bill will empower schools to better protect health and well-being of our kids and encourage manufacturers to stop using these harmful additives." Gabriel was previously successful in his efforts to ban potential harmful food and drink additives in products sold through the state throughout the passage of the California Food Safety Act last year. This legislation bans potassium bromate, propylparaben, brominated vegetable oil, and red 3 from food that is manufactured, delivered, and sold in California, the largest state population-wise, which has around 40 million or more people, 15% of the country's population. And that bill was signed into law in October, making California the first state to ban the additives. Under the newly passed California School Law Safety Act, red dye number 40, yellow dye number 5, yellow dye number 6, blue dye number one, blue dye number two, and green dye number three will be banned from food served to students in public school during regular hours. This bipartisan bill was supported by the environmental works groups and consumer reports. So this is both bipartisan, Republican supported and Democrat supported. And you see a bowl of Fruit Loops here, which is all this artificial dyes, which I think a lot of people would say um, probably not good for you. They're just adding this dye just to make it look good and probably not good for your body. They literally just add this dye and it just does nothing for your body, but who knows, right? What? Studies suggest that consumption of the six dyes and colorants banned may be linked to hyperactivity, neurobehavior problems of some children, and who knows. While there are still thousands of chemicals allowed for use in our country's commercial food systems, many of those have been reviewed by the FDA and have not been re-evaluated for decades. Red 40, for example, was last evaluated for health risk in 1971. I know for a fact that if you ever look into this stuff, that Europe is well farther ahead on what they allow and what they don't allow in the U.S. The U.S. just allows food manufacturers to get away with way more processing and crap put into our food. It's almost kind of a free for all on what they allow US food manufacturers to do with cost cutting and just what they do to our food compared to what other countries like in Europe and, I'll say, first world countries, countries that actually care compared to what they allow in the United States. In the United States, a lot of food manufacturers are concerned about their bottom line, their dollar, and their cost cutting, not necessarily concerned about you and your health. Okay. And in Europe and in a lot of countries, they don't allow that stuff. Okay. They don't allow them to just cost cut and put whatever they want in their food. And they literally just don't allow it. They've banned so many more ingredients that they know are harmful to your health. And they just don't allow it. In the United States, there's so many ingredients and stuff that are banned over there and have been, linked to cancer and all these different things. And the United States is so far behind. So if you ever look into this stuff, some of that stuff is kind of crazy. So in general, I know everybody has different opinions on this stuff, but eating healthy is to each their own. But when you're eating something, and in general, I know we're all eating a lot of stuff from the store, packaged goods, processed food. It is what it is. But in general, when they're banning this type of stuff, the dyes and all this stuff in our food, the more that they ban that stuff that's not good for us over the course of the next 10, 20, 30 years, the better off we will be. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here on a daily basis that you need to know about. Make sure to subscribe down below, click the bell icon, like this video, share these videos with anybody that needs to hear this information. Click here to see millions of people and why they're losing their jobs. Or click here to see major Social Security changes coming that you might not know about. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll